Tic and Tac are 2 weeks old now, and I thought I'd kind of take you through how I feed them, the feeding, because that's the most important thing to them is how often they get fed, and then maybe talk a little bit about why I choose goats over cows because I've had both. So I feed Tic and Tac 4 times a day still. They're 2 weeks old, so I could drop it down to 3 times a day. But I feel like it's a little easier on their digestive system to stick with 4 times a day. And right now is critical. Like how I feed them right now is super critical for how well they produce later. There are 2 factors in dairy animal production. The first factor is feeding. Basically, it's a nature and nurture kind of thing. So the nature is their breed, their breeding, and how well their progenitors actually produced. And both Tic and Tac have good genetics. So that should not be an issue. The second factor is the nurture factor, and that's how well they're fed as infants, how quickly they grow, and then further, while they're actually producing, how well and what you're feeding them during production. So right now, my goal is to have them grow as quickly as possible. And by feeding them 4 times a day, I can actually feed them more. I will probably end up buying one more bag of milk replacer because I want to feed them until they're at least 60 days old, if not a little bit longer. A lot of people will wean their goats at 45 days. I think that's a little early for what I want, and it's no problem for me to just continue to feed because I just put that into my routine. So this is the powder that I mix for Tic and Tac. This is actually 2 scoops worth. I just brought it in because I didn't want to take you out and it's cold. So this will make 6 cups of replacer. That's not quite enough for a day, but because they're getting 7 ounces for 4 feedings, so that's almost 4 cups each. So I will have to mix this again tonight, right before. So you just go ahead and, obviously I usually just put it in with the cup, but see how much of a mess I can make here. Probably usually a big one. Yep. Need a giant funnel. Okay, and then I find that it's much better to mix this with hot water. If you try to mix it with cold water, it doesn't really mix up very well. So here we go. And then you just got to keep count. So there'll be 6 cups. The reason that there's not much water pressure is in order to get really hot water out of our demand hot water heater, the gas is turned up as high as it goes and the water is turned down as low as it goes. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and shake this up. This stuff's kind of a pain to clean up too because it's sticky, so. Okay, 3 more cups. All right. And give it another good shake. Make sure the lid's tight. Not that I would know from experience or anything. Okay, so you can buy livestock bottles, but I don't. I just use plain old baby bottles that you get at Walmart because number one, they're way cheaper. These are $1 a piece, and they come with the nipples and everything. I did have to make the little holes a bit bigger, but not a big deal. So when they get yucky, you can just toss them and get another set. The livestock ones tend to, like the pullover bottles, they tend to like pull off the bottle because as they get bigger and more vigorous, they, pull, and then they pull the whole nipple off and your milk goes everywhere and you say naughty words sometimes, maybe. But, and then the other really nice thing is, these have the ounces. So I don't have to use a measuring cup or anything. I can just fill. So 7 ounces for Tic, 7 ounces for Tac. There we go. And we will go ahead and put those on tight. And take this out to the babies. Where are you going? Come on. Hey. Hey. You two. Come on. You're missing. Okay. So Tic and Tac should be old enough to breed by the end of October. So that means that potentially we'll have milk by the 1st of April next year. They won't give as much their first year as they will in later years. It's called a first freshening. They usually only have one baby. But that brings me to why goats are, slow down, are so much, or why I prefer goats over cows. I have 3.5 acres. I could easily clear an acre and have a cow here. But cows, first of all, you have to wait 2 years to get milk from a cow instead of the one from a goat. They only have one baby, whereas goats tend to have multiples after their first year. You actually don't want cows to have twins because if they have twins of different sexes, generally the female is infertile, which is not good. All gone. Play. But and then where was I? Sorry. So goat, these guys could be expected to produce between 3/4 to 1 gallon of milk per day. But they're only going to be between 75, maybe even less, to 100 pounds. So they only have to maintain like that body weight plus whatever energy it takes to make the milk that they're making. So a cow, my milk cow, she gave 6 gallons a day, but she also weighed 1,100 pounds. So not only did she have to maintain her, her 6 gallons a day of production, she also had to feed 1,100 pounds of body weight. And that's huge. When it was really cold in the winter and she was in production, you're getting me muddy. She would eat a 50-pound bale of hay every single day. So that's pound for pound, goats are much more productive. As far as you can see that Tic and Tac have collars here. They're going to be lead broke. That means that I don't have to have a trailer. If I had a cow, I would have to have a big livestock trailer to transport them. I can put them in the back of the truck and just tie them up like you would a dog, and they're just fine. The other thing is even just handling them, it's it's much easier to handle. My cow was super sweet, but she was 1,100 pounds, and if she swatted a fly with her head or whatever and hit me accidentally, it hurt. I mean, they could really hurt you. So that's a thing. So that's kind of why I've chosen goats. They're just so much more efficient, and look at them. They're like so cute. How can you not love that? So, so that's basically the feeding routine that Tic and Tac are at now. And if you have any questions about taking care of goats, if you want to see anything else, please let me know. I try to read all of your comments. I really appreciate you guys' input, and we'll see you next time.